each time is different. Sometimes I feel more rested when I walk away, sometimes more, rejuvenated, or sometimes I feel not weird, but sometimes I just feel like a new energy is inside of me.
And I was told what we're about to give you is something that most humans should never do. Only a very few rare people, primarily people who are mystics.
There is nothing impossible for a human body. First of all, your mind has to decide and accept. Then everything becomes easy.
For years, I've always spent time just like lying outside, like watching the sky and looking at it. But only recently have I really started sun gazing, in the sense that, I take time out each day, multiple times a day, to like go out there and focus my energy on it. Sometimes I close my eyes at first, and then I, open them and just talk to it. I'm just like, thank you, and I'm appreciative of everything about it. I like think about it and what it does for me. And it's kind of funny, when I was a baby, my mom and dad used to put like a towel over my head when we were in the car, because the sun was so bright I couldn't even like handle it when I was a kid. And I just think that's kind of funny how I kind of like didn't want the sun as much when I was little, and now it's like all I'm always trying to get.
It's almost like it wasn't enough. It was like your body was craving more and more and more of it. So I kept upping my time and upping my time. And then at one point, it's almost like I felt like I was addicted. I was looking forward to doing it in the morning, and I was looking forward to doing it in the evening. It was almost like you get this high from it.
Today, luckily, you got the good sunlight, I have made a science of it, and which is now accepted as a health science even by the medical experts. So sun gazing is just a simple look at the sun. If there is no sun, nothing will grow. But body has a mechanism to receive the sunlight through sun gazing. There is a powerful energy coming from the sun called the photons. What body requires is the energy. If we energize the body, and also if we energize the brain, then body has the power to take care of its own problems.
I have lupus, and lupus is an immune system disorder. And with that, you can't really be out in the sun too much. So it was interesting for me to hear that, you can actually heal yourself with the sun. And so far, it's been working.
Even if a devil does sun gazing, he becomes divine just by practicing it. Once the person hears me, he accepts it, because there is a scientific logic behind what I say.
Yeah, I'm wondering about the lights. You think it might be saner to put some more off at an angle on the sides coming in? I'm Vinny Pinto, and I live in the mountains of Western Maryland, and that's where we are right now, where you're shooting. You're shooting in our house in the mountains of Western Maryland, and I am a mystic and a spiritual healer. And I've been a mystic most of my life, since about age 7. I was sitting in my bedroom meditating, and I kind of asked what I call Holy Spirit. I said, I've never asked for anything before, but is there anything I could do for all of my health problems? I was told sometime in the next few days, when there's a really sunny day and the sky is very blue and clear, around 1 in the afternoon, which in June is the time of day when the sun is highest in the sky, it was suggested to me that I might wish to go out and stand barefoot on the ground and stare at the sun. The same inner guidance had always steered me really, really well on all kinds of other things, so I had no reason to really doubt anything this guidance would tell me, but I also had common sense. So if this inner guidance were suddenly to say, shoot yourself or jump in front of a bus, obviously I would say, no thank you please, this is a flaky voice.
Some of the messages on some of Vinny Pinto's groups on Yahoo, which some of those groups are about alchemical stuff. And I'm a researcher and experimenter with alchemy and subtle energies and exotic energies. And so I came across it in those circles.
When I did it, I would feel a great expansiveness. I lost the feeling of, say, having a body and just blending with everything. Knowledge, for lack of better words, is being transferred to you via the sun. There's no way of really describing it.
Unfortunately, not only is today a gray overcast day, but it started snowing about an hour ago, so I certainly can't demonstrate real sun gazing for you because there's no sun. Usually when I sun gaze, I will either find the bare spot here or over there, or my favorite spot is right here. And anyway, so normally when I'm sun gazing, I'd be standing barefoot. If there was snow on the ground, I would brush it aside with my feet. I don't want to bother going through the whole procedure I would do for sun gazing, like barefoot standing for a few minutes afterwards as well, and then also staring at the horizon when I'm done. I'll sun gaze around noon or 1. In that case, the sun is there. It's funny, all of the sun gazing gurus from India love to recommend to their disciples that they sun gaze only early morning near sunrise or late afternoon near sunset.
Sun is always safe in the morning first hour, evening last hour, or whenever ultraviolet index of the sun is less than 2.
The sun doesn't set, so...
No, but I can do it. If you can, for yeah, for me it's okay. It's only 3:30 now.
Yeah.
So it will be another 2 hours for sunset. No.
I personally like Hira and consider him a distant friend, but I also think he's a raving maniac. He believes that our world is in very bad shape and in very great danger from a number of things, everything from nuclear war to pollution, to toxic foods, to, oh, you name it, war, starvation. He feels that the answer is that if everyone would subscribe to his religious agenda and the practices he prescribes, that the world would suddenly become a perfect place.
Oh, it will be a better world. That is what we want, a divine world where everyone must be happy, everyone must be free from diseases. That is what we want.
It's very important to him, he's told me this in person many times, that he cloak his religious agenda in kind of pseudoscientific terms to make it appear like it's somehow scientific. Look, I am a scientist. I have a grad degree in the sciences, and I can tell you there is nothing that's particularly scientific about sun gazing at all.
Oh, is it going?
Yes.
It's going. Okay. I'm Dr. Howard Kornstein. I'm an ophthalmologist. I work in White Plains and in Manhattan. I have been in practice now for 11 years. Most people have heard of sun gazing in the context of warnings not to look at the sun during an eclipse. I have heard of people looking at the sun for psychiatric reasons. If they have delusions, they may be staring at the sun and not realizing what they're doing. Usually sun gazing is associated with people who are not all there.
Many eye doctors have now started even accepting the fact that sun gazing is the best practice to heal the eyes and even give better vision to the eyes.
You can have immediate decrease to 20/40, 20/60, even worse loss of vision.
So when you do sun gazing, sun becomes the real eye doctor, a cost-free doctor, a natural divine doctor, treating you the eyes with a laser and also giving vitamin A.
Maybe 80, 100 that I've heard of, and some have contacted me directly. At least that many of Hiramanek's followers have eventually ended up with eye damage.
To recommend it to people who may not otherwise be informed of those problems, I think it's bad advice.
Oh, anybody can sun gaze with any disease because this is most effective. There are no restrictions.
I think anybody can do it. And I know that when I look at light now, rather than seeing, even like at a light bulb, rather than seeing just the light bulb, I see everything that illuminates from it.
Most such damage will probably heal over 3 years. But does that make it desirable? No. Does that make it a good idea? No. So this is one of many reasons why I really think that sun gazing is something best left to certain mystics and certain people who are into metaphysical type stuff or certain religious practices, and it's not for the masses.
Everyone sun gazes. Those who hear me once, then they start doing sun gazing.
All these people that are here, all these doctors and stuff, they study sickness. They study sickness. Why would you study sickness? Like, study health and how to better your health. That's what I'm doing. Like, that's what, like, the Indian guy was doing. That, you know?
HRM.
HRM, yes, I forgot that. And I, like, don't get sick. And just by, like, going out and looking at the sun. Like, go tell the doctor to study the effects of that.
If I had to venture a guess, I would say that human beings are probably not capable of getting their energy needs in the same way as plants.
It's photosynthesis. We don't need chlorophyll. Like, the plants need chlorophyll, but we're solar-powered beings.
There cannot be so many scientific explanations for all these things, because as things go on, we will be able to give answers. But once we give answers, that may also change after some time. Sun also helps you to lessen your food needs or even remain without food for many, many days, many, many more years. From last 17 years, very rarely I take solid food, mostly only on liquids, but I have remained without food, only on water, before medical teams, under their observations 3 times.
I mean, didn't he go like a year without eating or something?
He says he hasn't eaten since 1995.
He's not eaten since 1995. Since 1995, like, that's a little... And I mean, that's crazy.
You're hearing psychosis here, or at the least you're hearing lies. Let me get back to Hiramatic and his claims a second, because this gets kind of fun. So he has claimed that once you get to 44 minutes, you stop sun gazing, and that you will now never need food again. In other words, you will be an idiot. If you notice me rolling my eyes while I'm saying this certainly never happened for him. He's a fucking wacko. And this certainly never happened for even his most ardent disciples and followers.
I've already experienced the hunger loss and all the other things that he talks about. Like, he talks about ESPN and, like, different abilities.
He's been caught on film eating fast foods, pigging out at Indian buffet restaurants on the sly. He's admitted nowadays many times that he was really drinking 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 cups of tea a day, and they were heavily laden with cream. It's part of a PR thing. He's convinced he's got to save the world. He will do anything to achieve that agenda. If need be, he will lie.
Is he famous?
Yes.
Are you from India?
Yes.
I can think. I see your white robes. What part of India?
Kerala.
Oh, that's nice. Are you on the news?
And then he claims if you progress to about a 30-minute sun gazing session length, that now you're getting into the mystical zone and you're becoming nearly immortal, right?
He says after, like, a certain amount of months, you're supposed to achieve certain mental states, which I totally know is possible. I've been able to read people's thoughts before. My friend, I saw her aura. I can see, like, the smallest fuzz from, like, really far away, and I'll be able to, like, follow it, like, trace it along a room, which is kind of cool. And if you really focus on things, you can see, you know, you, like, calm your breath, and you just focus on whatever it is you're looking at, and you can see it vibrating. You can, like, see it moving, like, whether it's going this way or this way.
There's a study where people stared at the sun from after using LSD.